Hello everybody and welcome back to my Minecraft Playtime series where we are finally starting to finish this project. I just love how this looks. We've got the mix of the oak and the birch in there and just some windows and a few tiny details. I mean, if you get really close, you can see I didn't actually do all that much detailing, but when you look at it from a ways away, I just think the effect is really, really good. And you can kind of see the windows don't completely line up here with the floors that I've put in here, but we're gonna fix that here in just a second. We're just gonna kind of take out this part of the floor, and I think we'll leave like a little walkway here at the top. I think I might even make it so the walkway goes all the way across, and then we'll have like this kind of area in the middle will just be the entrance, and then there'll be a ceiling there. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with that. Then we'll have a walkway that'll just come right down here, and there'll be a nice little reading nook down here. So I think that's going to look really cool. There's just one more finishing touch that I'd like to do out here. There we go. I don't use banners very often, but I kind of thought it would be fun, and I found this banner on Planet Minecraft, and after barely managing to click to it through all the ads, I think it worked out really good. I think it looks really cool. Doesn't really mean anything, but I mean, not everything has to have a whole bunch of meaning. But anyway, I think let's get some work done on the interior. So I went ahead and started by removing the floor in here, and then I just replaced it using kind of the same pattern of green terracotta, shroom lights, and then the moss carpet on top of the shroom lights to kind of cover them. And I also filled in the remaining areas with the basalt and mangrove and added some extra bookshelves along the walls. And then it was on to the floor on the lower sections of the area, and I decided to go with a sort of stripped spruce wood little pattern that's pretty simple, but I think it looked really good. And then I added mangrove trapdoors along the side and started making the stairs to get us up there, but I wasn't super happy with them, so I decided to get rid of those, and I changed them up so they just go along the side of the wall. And then I just added a few final touches before moving on to the next side, and basically repeating exactly what I did there, adding in the trapdoors and then going in underneath it with the same fence that I did on the other side. And then I wanted to make it slightly asymmetrical, so I went ahead and made this staircase just a tad different, and then added in the rest of the flooring on this side. And then to make sure that the wall kind of went all the way to the edge, I added in the rest of these bookshelves here. And then I started in on just finishing the rest of the ceiling. So I added in the planks and then the mix of crimson and mangrove woods. And then I went ahead and went outside and I extended the quartz flooring all the way to the edge and finished up the last few touches in the interior with a nice little staircase. And I gotta say, I love how it's coming along. We've got this little area down here and over here on the other side, and I think I'm just gonna put some little reading nooks or something kind of cool to add a little bit of life to the building. Still working on things, of course. I don't think this is gonna stay here. Still got a lot of work to do on the inside of here, and of course there's all sorts of bookshelves that need to be filled, but I'm not really the kind of person to just start I mean, as you can see, considering how many episodes I've been working on this. But I'm kind of not really the person to just build up something all at once. You know, I'll build a structure, and then as I go along, I'll work on it and get it done little by little and kind of see where my vision for it goes, because you know I've kind of changed my mind on certain things. Like initially I wasn't really gonna do much with the front of the building here, but I ended up taking out all this dirt here and creating a little front to the building that I think looks really cool. And again, like underneath here, still absolutely nothing done. On the far side, nothing done. This whole area here, I need to extend the rest of the roof across here and finish up the little entrance area, but it's coming along, and that's what's important. And now I think I'm going to take a short break from working on this, and I'm going to do something that I've been putting off for a long time, and that is making these trees. I'm probably only going to do one today, probably this one right here. I kind of want this to be a centerpiece from here, because this is going to be the really cool view where you look up at the mountain from the entrance of our library, and there will be this cool tree right here in the middle. So I want it to look really good. and it started raining. But as I was saying, I wanted to look really good, but unlike the buildings and even a lot of the farms, trees are not something that I've ever really done before. I've never really made custom trees that were substantial by any means, and I kind of want these ones to be fairly big. Like these white pillars that I put here, I want those to be big trees, and then I'll have a whole bunch of trees surrounding it. But yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about it. I'm just really hoping that I can do the little picture I have in my head justice. And I think I'm gonna make a 4 wide base here, building it up. Like I said, I want this tree to be prominent, but I also don't want it to look so big that it dwarfs the mountain, if that makes sense, because it's a large mountain we've got here, but it's not massive. I think looking from here, I kind of want the top of the tree to be somewhere around here, like maybe around the top of the mountain, because I want our temple that's eventually going to go up there to be visible over the top of it. So I'm not sure exactly how big that means it'll be. It'll be pretty big, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to fiddle with it just a little bit. So I've spent a good amount of time, in fact actually a kind of ridiculous amount of time, just looking at pictures of trees and thinking about what kind of shape I want this to be in. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna move this a little bit over to the left, and then I really want this central view to still, I want us to be able to see the peak from behind it. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the tree kind of coming up over here, and then it'll have a longer branch across the side kind of going underneath. So I'm gonna try doing that and see what happens. Definitely not feeling super confident right now, but we'll see what happens. That's pretty much what I'm looking for. Got this coming up to this side, and it doesn't go all the way to the top. And then over here, I'll have some branches coming up like this, and I think that should look pretty good. I don't know, we'll see how it looks after I put those up. Alright, something like that. I don't completely hate it, but I think I need to have some sort of differentiation between this branch and then this one coming up, so I might widen that a little bit. And it looks decent from here. I've still got that view at the top like I wanted. Maybe these could lean out to the side just a little bit more. Oh, this is tough. Yeah, I'm gonna fiddle with it a little bit more and see what we can do. And I suppose I should look at it from other angles too. I mean, obviously it's gonna look pretty flat from this side because I haven't done any branches off to the other side, but it looks good from the top. I actually think I like it from the top even better. Yeah, I'll work on it and try and make it a little bit better. This is a learning process. Alright, well, it's not perfect, but I think I kind of like the shape going on here. I think I'm going to bring out some branches this way and this way so that when you look at it from the side, it's not quite so flat. That looks a lot better. Gotta watch out for that guy. Now that I'm reasonably happy with the shape, I think I'll get rid of some of this stuff and replace it with this cherry wood. I went ahead and completed a raid. I got myself a bunch of Totems of Undying because that'll be undoubtedly useful later. Well, it certainly would have been useful for my Deep Dark run the other day, but I think now it's time to start getting to work on the tree again and starting to make it look just a little bit more like a tree. I'll add a couple trapdoors onto the end of that just to kind of lengthen it a bit. I can't make slabs of cherry, but I think that this cobbled deep slate is actually going to do a pretty decent job of blending in pretty well from far away. I wasn't really sure about these mangrove fences, but I think it actually contrasts pretty well, and it'll look fairly good after the leaves are on there. If it doesn't end up looking good, I can swap these out for something else. I'm sure it hasn't actually been that long, but it feels like it's been raining forever, and I cannot get it to stop. It won't stop. And to make matters worse, lately it's been raining so much here. Like, this is probably the rainiest winter I've ever experienced here, and just hearing the rain is starting to really get frustrating. Might need to take a break. Much better. I can't decide if I like it or not. I really can't. I've seen, like, you know, other people make these awesome, really cool looking trees, but yeah, I don't know if I like it or not. Maybe I'll have to put the leaves on and see how it looks after that. Maybe I need something kind of up here. I don't know. I'm really conflicted on this one. Normally when I'm building something, I know pretty confidently whether I like it or not, but this one I just really can't decide. Not too bad. I think I might actually go even less with the leaves there. At first I had a whole bunch, but it just completely covered up the wood. So I went through and I shaved off a whole bunch of it, and I think it looks a lot better, but I think I might actually shave off just a little bit more because I really want the wood underneath to show through the leaves. I don't want it to just get covered up. I think this is a lot closer to what I'm looking for. I think I like this side a lot better. I'm kind of going with the, you know, clumps of leaves. So I've got, you know, clump here, clump there, and I think that looks a lot better. I need to get rid of that moss block. I think this branch in particular needs to be a little bit more bushy. I might add like maybe some pink wool or something, because I want to make a little bit of contrast between this branch and then the branches further up and further back. All right, I've had some time to sleep on it, and especially looking at it from this angle, I think it's very obvious that what I need right now is more branches. So I think I'm gonna get some more branches coming out here and there and just kind of make the tree look a little bit more full, because right now it still looks pretty skeletal despite the fact that we have leaves. Yeah, mangrove trees are by far the most annoying trees to deal with. However, I learned a pretty decent method of harvesting it from one of BW's Building with BW series videos, and basically he said that it's really annoying to deal with, but if you do something like this where you just sit down the propagules on the ground, bone meal them up, and then just keep building them up around the base of the tree, then eventually you'll get this gigantic blob of mangrove tree thing. You'll basically just get like a giant mangrove tree blob, and that's pretty much what you're looking for when it comes to farming all of the wood, because you can do something like this. You just come to the top of the tree and you start going crazy with your hoe on all of the leaves, and then once you get down to the level where the wood starts to appear, then you can just really easily go through and chop down all this wood. That looks a lot better, I think. Well, I did this one over here, and I think that's definitely a step in the right direction. I went ahead and I just covered it, and then I trimmed a whole bunch away so that you can kind of see all the wood underneath. I'm just gonna go up and I'll do the rest of the tree, and we'll see what it looks like after that. So I found the best way for me to do this is to just go through and fill up everything. At the bottom like this, and then the sides, and just cover it up so that you can't see anything. And then afterwards, I'll just come through and selectively get rid of a whole bunch of the leaves. And when I'm done, I'm left with something kind of like this, where there's leaves around it, but you can still see all of this on the inside. It's definitely looking better, but I think I still need something down in this corner maybe. Okay, I think that branch helps a lot there. And now I'm just gonna add in a little bit of pink wool, and maybe I might even throw in some glazed terracotta as well. Well, I think that definitely helps. I think it's almost impossible to tell, but I used some of the pink wool and the pink glazed terracotta here in the front, and then towards the back I tried to use some of the darker pink terracotta. You can see like a block up there and a block there, but I don't think it's really that noticeable, so I don't think it really actually mattered in the long run. But I think that little extra color helps it quite a bit. I think changing the shape of the trunk there makes it look a lot better. And to be honest, the rest of the tree is also kind of growing on me a lot. I don't know, it's probably hard to tell through the video, but I've been working on this tree over the course of several in real life days. So I've had some time to sit on it and, you know, look at it and mess around with it as I go, and I think I like it. Actually, no, I take it back. I really like it. I think it looks really cool, and I'm really proud of all the work that I put into it, which it's a lot of work. It's been a lot of work. I went ahead and put some little flowers under here. I might add some more later, but I think I'm gonna take a break from this project for just a little bit at least. If you'll remember, I put up all these diorite posts a couple episodes ago to show kind of where I wanted to put the trees, or at least the big trees, because later on this will all be a big forest. But I'm gonna have to switch some of these up at least, because obviously we can't have another tree right underneath this big tree. I don't think any of the other trees will be quite as big as this one, but they'll definitely be be larger. But enough of that. I think it's time we got to work on our last project for this episode, which will be a wool farm. It's just a tad embarrassing, but over time, various creeper explosions have caused my cow slash sheep pens to break, and yeah, everything escaped, and I've been too lazy to go back and fix it. So the result has been me running around and changing sheep color, and I'd basically have to harvest the wool by getting this one and then running all the way over here and getting this one and then running all the way over here and getting that one over there and then that one over there, and it just kind of gotten to the point where they're so spread out that I can't really get much done. There's a bunch of sheep in holes in random places because I don't know why, but sheep love holes. Yeah, there's one. I'm gonna gather up a whole bunch of these sheep, and I'm gonna make like not a big or, you know, super farm of any kind, but just something that can get me a little bit of wool over time. And the first step is gonna be gathering all of these sheep again. Excuse me, sir, but I'm gonna need you to follow me for a while. Not you. And you as well. Can't forget about you. Come on. And the black one is here. You guys aren't sheep. Oh, looks like we lost slash never got these two over here, so come on, hurry, it's almost dark. So if you guys can just come with me a little bit further. Nope, you two. Just a little more before all the monsters start spawning. Just file your way in. Yep, one at a time. Yep, room for everybody, come on. And we're good. I have nothing to block that off. All right, we're gonna use this. Perfect. Oh. I'll be back for you. So sheep are rather on the noisy side, so I'm kind of wanting to put them down in that hole. I don't know if you remember where I made that sort of mini slime farm sort of thing right over here. So I'm wondering, can I get the sheep to walk into this hole? Probably not of his own free will, but if I push him, will he go down there? Yep, we got him. That took long enough that I probably should have just gotten 2 of them down there and then bred them once I got all the way down. But let's go make sure that they're all doing okay down here. Well, hello there. So let's real quick just get a little area over here and corral them in with a fence. And then I'll put up a fence here. Move. All right, that ought to keep them in. They can get in, but they can get in, but they can't. You see, it's a classic sheep trap. You fell for the oldest trick in the book. Yeah, keep trying to get out, but oh, look, our sheep trap. It's working. Watch this sheep as they try to get in here for who knows what reason, and then fail to get out. Oh, no. Come here. Okay, fine. I'll give you a reason. Here you go. All right, now try and get out. Hello? Sir? Excuse me, sir. Let's go over here where it's safe. And with these guys all corralled, I think it's time we get started on building up this sheep farm. And to be honest, I have no idea where I got this farm from. I'm sure I copied it from a tutorial like 10 years ago, and now I have no idea who it's from and whatever. It's just a really standard sheep farm, super easy to make. It's gonna take me about 10 seconds to put it all together. So let's just do that real fast. Alright, and now I just need to get all these guys into their little slots. Well, it wasn't easy, but we did it. We finally did it. All of our sheep are safely in their little pens, and they are giving us wool. I think all of them have given us some sort of wool at some point. I'm gonna have to switch all this from magenta, but yeah, looks like we are pretty much in gear. But that's probably where I'm gonna have to call it for this episode. I'm gonna need to get this out, and in the next one I can go through and start changing the color of all the sheep, and maybe we'll build up some sort of little room for them eventually, but that's not really a priority at this moment. I just had to come up here and check out our tree one last time. I feel pretty happy about this. It's not the greatest tree ever, but it's my first attempt, and I feel really proud of how it turned out. So hopefully all the rest of these can turn out really well as well, and eventually this will be a really cool mountain forest kind of thing. I mean, maybe the tree is a little bit out of scale with the rest of the mountain, but that's kind of, Minecraft in general is usually the scale is just a little bit different, so I think I'm totally fine with that. But anyway, I really do got to finish this, so thank you so much for watching. Bye.